The story of Vritra, as narrated in the Mahabharata, begins with a grave injustice in the eyes of the divine craftsman Twashtri. His son, Trishiras, also known as Vishwarupa, was a being of immense spiritual power and piety despite his Asura lineage. He possessed 3 heads, each with its own distinct function. One recited the Vedas, another drank Soma, the sacred drink of the gods, and the third observed the world. However, Trishiras harbored a secret. Despite his outward devotion, he was also offering oblations and strengthening the Asuras with his spiritual energy. Indra, the king of the gods, grew suspicious and fearful of Trishiras's growing power and his clandestine support for their rivals. Driven by paranoia and a desire to maintain his supremacy, Indra, in a fit of rage and insecurity, killed Trishiras. Twashtri was consumed by inconsolable grief and a burning desire for revenge. He undertook a powerful and arduous yajna. From the sacred fire arose a terrifying and formidable being, Vritra. Vritra's birth was a cataclysmic event, shaking the heavens and the earth. He was created with the sole purpose of being Indra's destroyer, a living embodiment of Twashtri's fury. Vritra, fueled by the power of the yajna and Twashtri's vengeful intent, immediately set about his task. He was a colossal figure, often depicted as a massive serpent crawling around the primordial waters, or as a mountain-like demon obstructing the flow of rivers and the movement of the cosmos. His very presence brought drought, darkness, and stagnation to the world. The life-giving waters were imprisoned within his form, causing immense suffering to all living beings. The gods, once mighty, found themselves helpless against Vritra's immense power. Their strength and divine weapons proved ineffective against this being born from pure magical and spiritual energy. Fear permeated the celestial realms as the natural order of the universe was disrupted. Indra, known for his valor and prowess, initially confronted Vritra with his formidable Vajra. However, to his shock and the dismay of the other gods, Vritra proved to be far stronger than any foe Indra had faced before. Vritra not only withstood Indra's attacks but even defeated him. The most humiliating defeat for Indra came when Vritra swallowed him whole, along with his majestic elephant Airavata. The universe held its breath as the king of the gods was trapped within the belly of the demon. The other gods, witnessing this unprecedented defeat, were filled with despair and pleaded with Vritra to release Indra. Through the combined power and prayers of the gods, Indra was eventually expelled. This defeat left Indra shaken and wary of directly engaging Vritra again. Realizing the futility of direct confrontation, the gods sought the counsel of sages and other divine beings. A truce was proposed and eventually agreed upon between Indra and Vritra. Indra swore a solemn oath that he would not strike Vritra with any weapon made of metal, wood, stone, anything that was dry, anything that was wet, neither during the day nor during the night. Vritra, confident in this seemingly unbreakable oath, agreed to the truce, believing himself to be safe from Indra's wrath. However, the gods, desperate to restore order and free the waters, knew that Vritra had to be vanquished. They devised a cunning plan, exploiting the loopholes in Indra's vow. Indra, guided by divine counsel, chose his weapon carefully. He used sea foam, which was considered neither entirely wet nor entirely dry, having formed at the interface of water and air. The time of attack was also crucial, twilight, the liminal period between day and night, fitting neither category precisely. Armed with the sea foam, Indra confronted Vritra during the ambiguous twilight hour. Catching Vritra off guard, believing himself protected by the oath, Indra unleashed his attack. The sea foam, imbued with divine power, struck Vritra, and despite his immense strength, he could not withstand this unconventional weapon used at an unconventional time. Vritra, the mighty obstructor, the terror of the gods, finally fell. With his demise, the dams that held back the cosmic waters shattered. Rivers flowed freely, the sun shone brightly, and life was restored to the parched and darkened world. The gods rejoiced at their victory and the return of cosmic order. However, Indra's victory was not without its cost. Because Vritra was the son of a Brahman, even though he was born with asura qualities and intent, Indra's act of killing him was considered a heinous sin, Brahmanahatya, the killing of a Brahman. This was a grave transgression in the dharmic order. The personified form of Brahmanahatya, a terrifying and dark entity, relentlessly pursued Indra. He was consumed by guilt, his glory was tarnished, and he had to undergo severe penances and seek purification to cleanse himself of this terrible sin. The Indra-Vritra myth explores several important themes. The complexity of dharma. The story raises questions about the nature of righteousness and the justification of actions, even when aimed at restoring order. Indra's deceitful victory, while necessary for the cosmos, carries a heavy moral burden. Revenge and its consequences. Tvashtri's vengeful act in creating Vritra highlights the destructive nature of unchecked anger and the long-lasting repercussions of seeking retribution. The imperfections of heroes, even the mighty Indra, the king of the gods, is shown to be flawed, capable of impulsive actions and resorting to trickery. This humanizes the divine figures and makes their struggles more relatable. The enduring power of cosmic order. Despite the chaos and the moral ambiguities, the ultimate triumph of order underscores the fundamental importance of maintaining cosmic balance. The concept of sin and redemption. The story emphasizes the concept of karma and the consequences of one's actions, even for the gods. Indra's suffering due to Brahmanahatya highlights the need for atonement and purification. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom from the Upanishads and beyond.